Eddie, good to see you. I suppose we're at a juncture of the season now where it's the business end of the season, things could go one way or the other. How are you guys feeling since the cup final and what was 3 massive games that are now parked and put to bed?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it is the business end of the season. We're sort of entering that crucial phase before the run-in, really. We have had 3 really tough games. 3 really strange games when I look back, because I can't be too critical of the performances, the general performances. I can be critical of certain aspects of our play, and probably those aspects are the ones that decide matches. So some loads of good things and some stuff to work on.
You've been saying for a couple of weeks now it's been in the boxes where you've struggled, but some of the play out with that has been great to watch, and we saw that against Manchester City last week. Some of the build-up play and the pressing was great. How frustrating is that for you as a manager, that in the crucial areas that's perhaps where you're falling down at the moment?
Yeah, and I think it's been unlike us, because this season I think we've been excellent. Defensively we've been really, really solid. We've been clinical with our defending. We've got a really, really good defensive record, and that's built on a lot of effort from the players and the ability to defend extremely well. I don't think we've lost that in that area, and then going the other way, I think we just need to make some tweaks and confidence, and I think we'll start scoring goals again. So I don't think it's huge changes needed, but certainly a refocusing of ideas.
When you looked at the fixture list and you saw Liverpool, Manchester City, with of course in the cup final sandwiched in the middle, it was always going to be a really difficult spell though, wasn't it? They could have gone either way. Yeah,
it is always a difficult spell, but we're in the Premier League and we're trying to compete for the top places. So with that, you have to play these games and you have to try and get points from them. I've got no issue saying that. So we're disappointed to come from those games and have lost those games, because, as I say, our general performances have been very strong. I think we've been in every game. I think we've been more than competitive. So some good signs as well, and I think we have to take those positives from those games and lead them into our next stretch.
And I suppose standards are high now, aren't they? So it's just something that you're obviously setting the standards yourself, but it's something the players, the supporters, everyone is having to get used to, because the standards since you arrived at the club have been oh so high.
Yeah, I think we've set really high standards for ourselves, and with that then becomes an expectation increase, and it's up to us to try and live up to that continually. Not easy to do, and I think that the main thing is for the players, as I've said many times, is to enter the pitch in a confident frame of mind, in an environment where they can give their best. Support has been incredible. Manchester City, again, end of the game, our supporters were brilliant with us. We really appreciate that, and we hope we can repay that support in the next few games.
Do you still sense there's a confidence there within your attacking players? You've said to us many times in press conferences that you know Callum Wilson very well, you know the goals will come, you don't know Alexander Isak as well because you've not had him for so long, but do you sense that between your attacking players, and I suppose the defenders as well, there's a confidence that they will return to what we saw earlier in the season?
Yeah, I have seen that confidence, especially this week. This week in training, I think it's been really, really high level. I've been really pleased with the outputs of the players. I've never sensed a confidence dip from the group. I don't think you can perform as well as we have done if that is the case. But certainly I think the team needs to feel a goal. They need to feel the emotion that a goal brings. It's such an unbelievable thing. So yeah, we're concentrating on what we need to do to try and score.
You've almost become victims of your own success a little bit, haven't you? Because you got off to such a flyer, and obviously the form throughout 2022 was so good.
Yeah, and I think with that then becomes a different kind of problem. I think teams give you a lot of respect, and yeah, the opposition that you face present different problems, and there's so many different solutions to different problems. We need to find and come up with maybe some more ideas to try and find a way of breaking teams down, perhaps a bit better than we have done lately.
The Premier League is pretty crazy. The teams, anything can happen. We saw that last weekend with Liverpool and Man United. Honestly, when you're sitting watching that, how did you feel, given that you played Manchester United at their best the week before? It must have been difficult to see them look like they were getting a little bit tired, probably in the wrong weekend for you guys.
Well, I think it shows, possibly from my view now, I'm not commenting directly at those football clubs, but the exertions that the cup final took out of both sets of players, us included, and probably it was a fallout from that, I guess. But certainly it shows you how football can be so unpredictable. I mean, no one would have called that result beforehand with the form of the two teams and how well Manchester United have played, but I think it's a sign that Liverpool are returning to their very best levels.
Just in terms of those who have come in recently and been out injured, Alexander Isak came off the bench, did well last week. Anthony Gordon made his first start. Do those two players, who one of them I suppose in Isak feels a bit like a new signing, could they have a big part to play between now and the end of the season?
Yeah, huge. Both really exciting talents, very young, full of energy, full of confidence. I think both players in a good moment. They've trained really well, so yeah, I'm excited by the part they have to play in the second half of the season.